This is ABC 7 News at 6.
The Hancock County Grand Jury has indicted a Stonington man who was shot by law enforcement. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Dagnall.
And I'm Beth Jones. 35-year-old Eric Himpler was shot during a confrontation with Hancock County Sheriff's deputies after he allegedly drew a gun and threatened to burn down a house in October. The sheriff's office says they received a call from a woman claiming her adult son was threatening to burn down their home. Deputies found Himpler walking on the roadway and ordered him to stop. They say he refused commands and raised a firearm that he pulled from his waistband. According to the sheriff's office, that's when Deputy John Stanley shot him. Deputies provided immediate aid until paramedics arrived and he was taken to a hospital. Himpler was indicted on several charges, including criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon, reckless conduct with a firearm, and refusing to submit to arrest.
A Brewer man indicted on felony theft charges has been arrested. Police had been looking for 45-year-old Jason Bryant after his indictment in November. Bangor Police Sergeant Jason McCambley says a Bangor couple told police they entered into a contract with Bryant and JRB Construction to do work on their home. They said the work was never done despite the checks they wrote him being cashed. Bryant was taken to the Penobscot County Jail.
Well, switching gears now, a community is coming together for a Brooklyn family who suffered a devastating loss due to a house fire. Our Doug Banks has the story.
It's taken a tragedy and shown people that there are people out there in this community that do care for you.
A community is rallying to support a Brooklyn family who suffered devastating losses due to a house fire. Officials say 16 dogs perished in last Friday's house fire. According to the Brooklyn Fire Department, it was a, quote, challenging fire that required multiple crews on Friday and again on Saturday, when they say the fire flared up again. The State Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause of the fire. According to Heather Candage, a neighbor who also works in Brooklyn's town government, her immediate thoughts focused on how she could help the family, and Candage says she wasn't the only one who looked for ways to help.
I think that was everyone's overall consensus is, how can we help?
Over the course of only a few days, the Brooklyn Fire Department has set up a place for donations on their website. A family friend has set up a GoFundMe that's gathered over 350 donations, and a Brooklyn cafe called The Morning Moon will be hosting a spaghetti dinner with all proceeds going towards the family.
That's the type of town we are, with, you know, small dinners and fundraisers, and the GoFundMe has been incredible.
For more information about the fundraisers and the spaghetti dinner, visit our website, foxbangor.com.
It's really heartwarming to see that side of our town, and especially this time of year.
In Brooklyn, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, a bill introduced today calls for the study on the impacts of lower intensity weapon blasts on veterans' mental health. Maine Senator Angus King and Senator Jerry Moran of Kansas introduced the measure that would direct the Department of Veterans Affairs to create a 10-year research plan to better understand the effects. Those findings would be translated into care and treatment plans. Senator King says, quote, "We have a duty to expand our understanding of the impacts these blasts have on mental health and to protect the long-term health and well-being of our military community. Here in Maine, we know all too well the horrible tragedies that can occur when traumatic brain injuries are left untreated."
Well, the closure of Bangor's largest homeless encampment, known as Camp Hope, was announced in mid-October, with city officials setting an original deadline of December 31st. In a meeting last week, the city announced that they'd extended that deadline to the end of February, and advocates are speaking out, calling the change good news. The encampment has been the subject of controversy, with city officials citing safety concerns, especially following a fatal fire there recently. Doug Dunbar with Penobscot County Cares says they are happy that the city listened to those saying more time was needed to find solutions for the people living in the encampment. But he says the way the closing is handled will be key. And if there is still more work to do after the deadline passes, he says that work should be allowed to continue.
But as we get closer to the end of February, if there are still many people who don't have appropriate housing, the answer isn't to sweep them away, to force them out. The answer is to just keep working on it. Again, it's not a contest. There isn't a finish line, in a sense. It's about housing people, not clearing land. At least that's what it should be about. You keep working at it. You keep the collaboration going. You continue the sense of urgency, and you keep making progress.
Well, Dunbar says due to a lack of shelter beds and resources, some people have actually called the encampment home for years. He says housing options that include shelter beds and transitional units are needed, though Dunbar does give credit to the city for creating working committees to focus more on the homelessness issue.
The Legislative Council of the 132nd Legislature met for the first time this afternoon. The Legislative Council is the administrative body for the legislature. It consists of the legislative leadership of both parties. Speaker Ryan Fecteau was elected as chair of the Legislative Council, and Senate President Matty Daughtry was elected as vice chair. The council meets monthly and is responsible for providing professional, nonpartisan staff support services to the legislature and its offices, members, committees, and commissions.
Well, as storm conditions continue into the end of the week, officials warn that many may experience power outages. As Versant Power prepares for the storm, our Alex Schley tells us they're asking residents to do the same.
We are preparing for the possibility of several days without power.
With wind gusts expected to reach over 55 miles per hour Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning, Versant Power is taking action.
We have secured external contract crews to assist our line workers with our restoration. And our restoration approach always begins with addressing public safety issues first, such as down lines, and then moving on to make repairs to bring the most customers online at a time.
The electricity goes out. Vincent Power's communications specialist, Tina Morrill, is reminding residents to take extra precautions.
We always want to remind customers to steer clear of down lines, especially trees in contact with them. It's never safe to drive over or touch a down line because you cannot tell just by looking at it if it is energized. We always remind everyone, please do not attempt to remove a tree limb or a downed tree on your own.
Morrill says one of the most important things residents can do is prepare.
And we're just reminding the public to plan to have water, easy to prepare non-perishable food items, flashlights, and extra batteries available. Also, charge your cell phone and mobile devices. That way you can stay connected and check in on your neighbors and community members.
If you do lose power, Vincent is asking customers to report the outage. We've got all the information on our website, foxbangor.com. In Bangor, I'm Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And with that in mind, let's get right to a first check of our forecast and see what at least this evening is looking like.
Thank you, Beth and Devin. As you can see, we have some active weather on the way. Lots of green and pink out there, which means we're having a wintry mix coming with temperatures right around freezing our area for lows tonight. And they're going to continue to rise overnight. That's going to aid lots of rain showers going into tomorrow. But winds right now, pretty calm out there, right around 7 miles per hour here in town. Everybody right around that 5 to 10 mile per hour range. But going into tomorrow night, we're going to see some winds really pick up with gusts near 50 miles per hour here in town. But let's take a look at the radar. We can see right around 2:30 tonight is when that wintry mix is going to move in. Lots of pink and green out on the screen, but then temperatures are going to raise. That's going to aid rain showers going into tomorrow morning. They're going to last throughout much of the day, even going into tomorrow night. And rainfall is going to be very heavy at times. We can see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall with the system before it's out of our area right around tomorrow or Thursday morning, 5:30 a.m. But going into tonight, we're going to hit our low just after sunset, right around 30 degrees, and then temperatures are going to raise overnight. That's going to aid that wintry mix transitioning into rain overnight. Beth and Devin.
Thank you, Chase. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, Rich Blanchard met with one of Maine's game wardens to talk about ice safety tips.
And our Corey Bouchard spoke with an IRS spokesperson to better prepare for an influx of holiday scams. We'll have those stories and more when ABC 7 News at 6 comes right back.
Tell the insurance company you mean business. Call Joe Bornstein, right now.
Call the firm that has been getting justice for Mainers for 50 years. If you've been injured in an accident, call Joe.
This year, Versant Power celebrates 100 years of service to customers. The times have changed, but Versant's commitment to providing safe, reliable electricity still holds true. They've helped our communities grow and prosper, powering homes and businesses through the years. Their team is always there when you need them most, in the field and behind the scenes. then, now, and into the future.
Unexpectedly true, regulation thickness of a basketball net has to be between 30 and 120 threads because it has to swish just right. The fastest slap shot in the NHL, 108.8 miles per hour. And while most people can't jump higher than 20 inches, 85% of Mainers who buy health insurance through CoverMe.gov pay less than the sticker price for their plan. Here you can search options, choose a plan that works for you, and see how much you could save. You have until December 15th. A plan that fits, a price that works. We've got you covered at CoverMe.gov.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Coastal Auto Parts, family-owned and operated parts store, featuring a great line of Milwaukee tools and heated gear for Christmas. Make Complete Tire Service Inc. your next stop for new tires, quality maintenance, and professional automotive services located in Ellsworth. Happy holidays from all of us at Ray Plumbing and Heating. And if you're a technician looking for work, come see us.
If you've been injured, call Joe. The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Phone lines are open right now to take your call.
I called Joe, and I got way more.
They fight hard for injured Mainers.
Call Joe at 207-CALL-JOE.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Back. Maine's Emergency Management Agency is monitoring ice and rain that could bring flooding across the state. The travel conditions in parts of Maine are expected to deteriorate as light freezing rain continues into the night. The National Weather Service in Gray and Caribou report the storm will bring high winds and heavy rain through Wednesday night that will melt snow and may cause flooding. As part of the statement from the Maine Emergency Management Agency, Governor Janet Mills said, quote, "I urge all Maine people to pay attention to their local forecast and to take proper precautions to prepare for this storm system and others to come this winter," end quote.
Well, as lakes and ponds start to freeze, many are looking to take out their ice fishing gear. However, Maine game wardens say recent weather has not produced ideal conditions. Our Grace Blanchard shares more.
Everybody's itching to get out there and get on the hard water. We have had some nice cold temperatures, but unfortunately not every body of water is safe.
As weather conditions fluctuate, so do ice conditions around the state.
We have open water out there in the middle, and that's just due to wind that's blowing down the pond.
Game Warden Jonathan Parker says before venturing on a lake or pond, it's important to double check there's at least 4 to 6 inches of ice.
When you're dealing with wet on top of freezing temperatures, it's a recipe for disaster. Once your core temperature drops, a half a degree, things get serious really quickly.
Parker says it's vital to dress appropriately for conditions and have safety equipment on hand.
You do find yourself going through, you got to swim, keep your self spread out. You want to disperse your weight over that thin layer of ice.
For more safety tips, visit our website, foxbangor.com.
We want you to be safe, go out and have fun, but make sure you double check as you venture out onto the ice this year.
In Old Town, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
With the holiday season comes an increased risk in scams and identity theft. According to the IRS, thousands of people fall victim to identity theft every year. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke with the agency to learn more about what you need to know to keep yourself safe.
People need to be aware that, especially during the holidays, hustle and bustle, there's some danger out there.
Octavio Blanco is a spokesperson for the Internal Revenue Service. He says while many people may be taking time off to enjoy the holidays, scammers are working overtime to steal your money and your identity. While shopping online, Blanco says you should only purchase items from trusted, secure websites that use the HTTPS encryption and never click on any suspicious links. But even if you don't shop online, you aren't completely safe.
When you're out and about, make sure to avoid using unsecured Wi-Fi networks at the mall or in a coffee shop. Hackers can lurk on these networks to take information that can be used to steal your money and your identity.
For connecting to public Wi-Fi, Blanco recommends using a VPN on your phone or laptop. He adds that scams are getting more and more sophisticated every year. But one common theme scammers will use is to try to lure you in with unbelievable deals and then pressure you into acting right away.
You know, there's a lot of cliches, but they're all true. So does it pass the smell test? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So you want to be extra cautious if you're being promised a big payout or some kind of guaranteed return.
Blanco says if you do believe you've fallen victim to a scam or had your identity stolen, it's important to act quickly.
Yeah, it's important if you think you've been scammed, you should monitor your credit report for any new unauthorized activity, new lines of credit, credit cards that have been opened in your name without your approval, those kinds of things. And if you're not in the market for new credit, you may want to consider a credit freeze.
Blanco adds if you've been the victim of identity theft, you should also contact the IRS so they can help you complete additional steps in securing your identity. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, a program partnering with a local business is pledging to provide each first grader in Maine with a new book every month for the rest of the school year.
And in sports, the Bangor boys hockey team is gearing up for their home opener. That story is right after the break.
Embrace the journey, where each moment turns into a cherished memory. Ensuring life's journey and experiences along the way. AAA, we're always with you.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Oh no! Son of a nutcracker. This is what I get for eating all those cookies. Hey, Roto-Rooter, I got a big clog for you. I'm stuck in the chimney. Again. Yep, I'm the clog. Any chance you could fa-la-la over here?
For all your holiday plumbing needs, Roto-Rooter can save the day.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
You're gripping a pumpkin spice latte, watching the home game on a Friday night. Earlier, you took the kids apple picking and almost made it through the corn maze. It's that time of year. Shorter days, cooler nights. Valley Home Services believes the comfort and warmth of home means more on nights like these. Comfort and warmth that comes from Fujitsu heat pumps. Valley Home Services has the most reliable choices for heating and cooling your home or business. Ditch the worry of heating bills and power outages all season long with Valley Home Services. Go ahead, embrace the comfort.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Bangor, located in the Penobscot Plaza, providing custom ink by licensed artists for more than 20 years.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We'll start on the ice in Bangor, where the Rams ice hockey team is preparing for their first home game on Wednesday night. The Rams hosting the Old Town Orono Co-op to open the home schedule, and they'll look to pick up their first win of the season following a loss in their season opener to Falmouth over the weekend. The Rams made it all the way to the state championship game last year, finishing as runners-up, and they are looking to get back to that title game. And while they know it's a long road back, they say they are up for the challenge.
We're still looking at iron return back to the Cross Center in Portland. It's one of the team goals this year, getting back in the semifinal game and playing down there, and rebounding from a state championship loss from last year.
You know, it's hard because we left on such a heater. So coming back in, we know that feeling of, getting there and being in that position. So when it comes to this, and we know we're not the same caliber as we were last year, it's just going to come down to working hard. But I believe we can get back to that same spot.
As Andrew said, the Rams did leave on a heater, but one of the challenges this squad faces is replacing 12 seniors from last year's team. However, the players this year say their underclassmen are all up for that challenge.
It's been difficult, right? Going from an older group, everybody's experienced what varsity hockey is and how fast the play is, but these younger kids, these freshmen, these sophomores, have really stepped up to the challenge, and they've worked hard, and it's something that this team's got. It's hard work, and it's got the Ram pride. It's fighting together and sticking together.
Wishing them luck. We'll stay with some hockey now. The Bruins back on the ice tonight. They're on the road in Minnesota, taking on the NHL's best team, the Wild. The Bruins have been playing some very good hockey as of late, too. Boston right now has won 4 games in a row in 5 of their last 6, including 2 overtime wins during that streak. The Bees are 7-2 under interim head coach Joe Sacco. They haven't made many changes in the roster, and they haven't messed with the lines too much. Sacco says their recent success all comes back to their defense, especially away from the puck.
We talked about being a tighter team, being harder to play against in our own end zone, and we've done a better job of that lately. Our goals against are down. Actually, our offense is up. We're actually scoring more. We're generating more chances, not necessarily scoring more, but we're generating more chances from better play 5-on-5 defensively. So I think, when you look at our game and where it's improved the most, it's definitely our play away from the puck and our ability to help our goaltenders.
Correction, the Bees are playing Winnipeg. Puck drops at 8 p.m. That is all the time we have for sports. Here's Chase Ropadak with your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you, Beth and Devin. We can see out there for today a cold start with highs right around the mid-20s here in town. Same with Millinocket and many areas up north. A little bit cooler though in Clayton Lake, 23 degrees for your high, but down by the coast a little bit warmer temperatures right near freezing, and Rockland and Bar Harbor with their highs right around 32 degrees for today, but a little bit cooler in the southwestern portion of the state with lots of areas in those mid to upper 20s. Going to tonight, we're going to see our lows right around 30 degrees, and then throughout the rest of the night, those temperatures are actually going to continue to raise, and that's going to aid lots of rain throughout tonight. Going into tomorrow as well. A little bit of a wintry mix to start off as temperatures are still close to freezing, but you can see tomorrow morning right around 7 a.m. 41 degrees is what the temperature is going to be like out there, with temperatures still near freezing up north though. Millinocket and Monson right around 32 to 34 degrees. But as we continue on into tomorrow, we have a chance to hit right around 60 degrees, but with lots of cloud cover out there, thinking right around the mid to upper 50s is what we're going to see here in town. So got a chance for a really nice warm up going to tomorrow, but we're going to see lots of rain with that. So well above average temperatures for tomorrow, 56 for the high, 39 though will be the high going into Thursday, and those temperatures really drop Friday and the Saturday. The highs then will be in the low 30s, but we'll warm up a little bit above average going into next week. We'll see Monday and Tuesday highs back in those low 40s. All right, winds out there right now treating us pretty good. We're right around the 5 to 10 mile per hour range, showing 7 miles per hour here in town with that north wind. It looks like only right around 5 in Augusta everywhere, right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But going into tomorrow, especially tomorrow night, that's when the winds really pick up. We'll see right around 8 a.m. We'll see gusts here right around 15 to 20 miles per hour in town, definitely with Bar Harbor as well. But as we get into tomorrow night, that's when we're going to see some very strong winds. We can get close to 60 mile per hour gusts here in town right around 10 o'clock for tomorrow night. 53 by Bar Harbor, and those will continue to pick up by the coast as well. They'll definitely be seeing some 60 mile per hour plus gusts off the coast. So the winds are definitely picking up with this system incoming, but we can see it's making its way in right now. We got that wintry mix just outside of the state, and that'll be making its way into our area in the overnight hours for tonight as temperatures continue to raise. So right around 2:30 in the morning, we're going to see that wintry mix first move in. It's not going to look like much, but that can definitely put a little bit of ice on the roads. But the good thing is the temperature is going to continue to raise, so we shouldn't see any accumulations of ice, but we are going to see lots of heavy rain starting off right around 9 a.m. Wednesday morning, continue on throughout most of the day. It's going to be heavy downpours out there. We have a chance to see 1 to 2 inches of rainfall with this system, so some flash flooding can definitely occur in the rivers and streams. As we continue on, looks like this system will be out of our area Thursday morning with the chance for some snow flurries and maybe even some stronger snow showers going into Thursday afternoon. We can see the amount of rain with this system, like we said, right around 1 to 2 inches is very possible here in town, with heavier amounts right near Millinocket and Dover Foxcroft. Low 30 degrees for tonight. We got that wintry mixed rain with rising temperatures, and for tomorrow, high of 56 degrees, 1 to 2 inches of rain is possible. Taking a look at our extended forecast, we can see dropping temperatures after tomorrow, right around the upper 30s for Thursday, 30 degrees Friday into Saturday with mid-30s on Sunday. Beth and Devin?
All righty, Chase, thank you.
Still more to come right after the break.
Rome wasn't built in a day, but the Garcia's windows and patio doors were. So were the Jacksons and the Smiths. Yours could be next. Call Renewal by Andersen for fast, easy, and precise window replacement. Big savings, too. For a limited time, get these huge savings and special financing. Take the first step. Contact us for the best home improvement experience you'll ever have. Call now for a free consultation or visit us online. Renewal by Andersen.
The end of year blowout sale starts now at the Furniture Gallery. Save 10% on all categories store-wide. That's on top of our everyday low prices. At the Furniture Gallery, find your favorite top brands like Ashley, Serta, and Scott Living, all at 10% off right now. And save up to 70% on in-stock clearance items. Once they're gone, they're gone. Warm up your home, cool down your wallet, and don't miss the Furniture Gallery's end of year blowout sale. Support our main family-owned business and save money at the Furniture Gallery.
When a big storm hits and damages our electrical system, we have a planned approach to get the most customers restored at a time.
We begin by assessing the scope of the damage and helping first responders address emergency situations like down lines across roads.
Then, before you see us in your neighborhoods, power restoration begins at our substations. From there, power travels long distances over these transmission lines.
They're next on the repair list, followed by the lines in your neighborhood.
As we work to bring the most customers online at a time, we'll keep you updated throughout the process. Please remember to report your outage either online or by calling us at 973-2000.
Please stay safe while we work hard to get your power back on.
A federal agency weighs a potential ban on red food dye. The Food and Drug Administration says it's reviewing a petition to ban red dye number 3 from being used in candy, drinks, and other food products. The FDA says the additive, which is used in thousands of products, is safe to consume, but critics raise concerns of the dye being linked to health risks like cancer. The agency says it will review the petition and potentially act on it within the next few weeks.
Well, this Saturday, Maine-based program Dirigo Reads is partnering with Governor's Restaurant and Bakery for Read a New Book Month. Dirigo Reads is a program that aims to put a new book in the hands of every Maine first grader each month during the school year. Last year, the program distributed more than 33,000 books to the more than 100 participating schools. For the first time, they are stepping out of the classroom and into Governor's restaurants to hand out books to kids.
It's just something special about falling in love with your own book, and whether it means taking it to bed with you every night or making notes in it or even coloring in it, there's something different and special about that. So we wanted to provide that opportunity, not just to give people something they might not have, but also to help improve those literacy rates.
Well, on December 14th, all 6 Governor's restaurants will be participating in the book giveaway from 8 a.m. to noon or until supplies last. No purchase is necessary, but organizers ask that the books are reserved for kids ages 4 to 7. The restaurants will also be donating 10% of their breakfast proceeds to the program. To learn more, you can visit dirigoreads.org. Love to see that.
Nothing better than a good book, and it's good to start them off early. Definitely get those foundational skills ready to go.
And just plant that seed of imagination and being able to kind of curl up on, wherever you are in your room or on the couch and just kind of get lost in a story.
Yeah.
It's just such a great thing.
Great for this time of year.
It absolutely is. Alrighty, well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7, take care and have a great night.
And for more of your local news, join us over on Fox 22 News Tonight at 6:30.
Following the chilling murder of a CEO, the arrest and new clues. Plus, who will run Syria now after the quick rebel takeover and with chaos on the ground? World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast in America.
I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. A husband and wife called me after they were hit by a drunk driver. We've got them a $400,000 settlement they were able to use for their retirement. Call me. I'm your go-to guy.
At WKIT in
the only one that counts.
Well, first of all, I really trust my gardener, and I think it's the right decision.
Well, you know, it's a property rights situation. You know, when somebody takes a pole,
I believe that, you know, it's a ridiculous accusation.
And cuts my tree as far as the pole will reach.
It's in our property over, and it's really...
And then leave me a pile of 200 pounds of tree to clean up.
We need to cut it because of the situation about the pool and all of that, so we need to clean it.
I mean, it's a property rights thing.
That first day, we always want to work out things with the neighbor.
Well, I'm not a vindictive person, but I am a truthful person. I don't lie, cheat, or steal.
You know, they said, love thy neighbor, you know, and he just took advantage of the opportunity.
You know, that they would is just, it's sad, really.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
The Hancock County Grand Jury has indicted a Stonington man who was shot by law enforcement. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Dagnall.
And I'm Beth Jones. 35-year-old Eric Himpler was shot during a confrontation with Hancock County Sheriff's deputies after he allegedly drew a gun and threatened to burn down a house in October. The Sheriff's Office says they received a call from a woman claiming her adult son was threatening to burn down their home. Deputies found Himpler walking on the roadway and ordered him to stop. They say he refused commands and raised a firearm that he pulled from his waistband. According to the Sheriff's Office, that's when Deputy John Stanley shot him. Deputies provided immediate aid until paramedics arrived and he was taken to the hospital. Himpler was indicted on several charges, including criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon, reckless